So you want to get started filmmaking. So I've been doing this about 4 years now. And I'm telling you, I've been blessed to do things that other people will not be able to do. I was able to go places and even meet people and even get paid to do some of the things I have done. So help me help you. I want to share my tips. I want to share my experiences. I want to share my knowledge. So I want to tell you, how do you even get started with filmmaking? Where do you even go about filmmaking? Well, but before we get through all that, I want to tell you my journey. So my filmmaking journey started around 8 or 9 years old, where I used to take my mom's phone. I used to set these action figures up, and I used to place some of them like they was actors, and then I used to remake my own commercials. So fast forward to about 2020, I saw this Georgia State Film Festival ad. Then when I saw that ad, I said I wanted to do that, but the problem was I didn't go to Georgia State. But I had a friend that went there, and we both decided that we wanted to do it. And it was the first time that I put together a real film. And now I'm looking back at it, it wasn't that good. But I was putting together a real film where I was getting actors and I was calling people and I was writing a real script and fixing up the locations. And I'm telling you, the process was just so amazing. I would never, ever forget it. It was called Kids Who Die. It was based off the Langston Hughes poem, Kids Who Die. So we was able to finish. I was able to edit it, and then I submitted it. Then premiere day came, right? So I seen these other films, and in my head, I was like, these people are not that good. But when my film came up there, everybody was watching, everybody was in tune. I saw it, the eyes just lit up, and we even got a standing ovation. But unfortunately, somehow we did not win the competition. But we did win people's favor. So the thing that marked me the most for the rest of my life is that people love the work that I did. I put my heart in it, and I put my efforts, and I learned that I can put something out there and somebody will love the work that I did. I wasn't thinking about money, and I wasn't thinking about views. All I said was I wanted to do it, and this is how I did it. So before I get into how you get started filmmaking, I want to tell you that you're going to make mistakes. I made a lot of them. I was trying to focus on too many things at one time. And if you're going to do it, I'm telling you, have to put your all into it. So here's 5 things that I would tell you to get started when it comes to filmmaking. Here's what you need to do. The first thing I would tell you about in filmmaking is planning. Planning is so vital when it comes to filmmaking. It is probably the most important thing you need to do. I'm not saying you need to be the very best at it, but you need to be planning. You need to grab that idea, put it on paper, figure out the story, make the script, make the shot list, make the storyboards, whatever you need to do, because I'm telling you, the better you plan, the better your project will be. It don't even have to be just filmmaking. It can just be in life. It can be anything. But when it comes to filmmaking, it can be reels on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, whatever you want. But the better you plan, the better the outcome you're going to have. So the second thing I want to tell you is you need to have equipment. I don't want to be the one that tells you equipment does not matter. Whoever tells you that is lying. I'm telling you, equipment does matter. The number one equipment you need to have is obviously a camera. And I was able to work with cameras anywhere from $20,000 all the way down to $200. Don't get discouraged. I was able to work with Red Komodos and FX3s and FX30s and Sonys and Canons and Blackmagic 4K, 6K. But nowadays, all you need is your phone. I've seen great projects done with just your phone, especially when you have cinematic mode now on your iPhone. Third thing I want you to know about is lighting. Lighting is the backbone of your film. Lighting sets the mood, the tone, and overall message. I'm not saying you need to have the most expensive, but you need to know about lighting. You can make any scene in any camera cinematic. Learn lighting, learn about backlighting, learn about rimless lighting, learning shooting on the shadow side, learn about rim lighting. With lighting, you literally can shape the mood of your film. People used to ask me, how do you make your film more cinematic? And I will always tell them, lighting. And if you don't have any lights, you can use the free light, which is the sun. Shoot at sunrise or sunset, because when you do that, it literally hits your subject at an angle, and it's just so beautiful, makes a beautiful radiant scene. And the last thing I want to tell you, after you have your camera, your equipment, you know about lighting, is to be yourself. I know that sounds cliche, but we can get so caught up in comparisons, and it's okay to have inspiration, but when inspiration turns to comparison, then there's a problem. I started doing things that I do not want to do because I wanted the likes and the views, and I felt like people had projects that I felt like I was able to do better, but because they had more influence, I stopped being myself. I started being them instead of myself. But here's a bonus one. Put yourself out there. Don't worry about views. Don't worry about likes. Do what you like to do and put it out there and learn from it. Because I am proud of a lot of projects that I have done, and I have worked with a lot of people, but I can tell you the project that I am the most proud of is my very first one, Kids Who Die. Because if I didn't have that one, then I didn't have the other one. So put yourself out there and get started with filmmaking.